What's going on, everybody? We are back for another episode of Jusant. Hopefully, you all slept better last night than I did. Almost didn't record today, but I really wanted to play more, so hopefully I am awake enough to make good commentary today. If the episode ends up a little short, that's a good possibility of why. So, we will see how this goes. Last time, as I recall, we had a tussle with the collision and controller interaction demons to get through that and go over and find a fresco and a cairn. This time, we're going that way. We will keep going up. Let's see what's going on. I just tried to run straight off the edge without grabbing anything. Almost did it, too. Almost did it. We go up? Can you reach that? Yes. I feel like we've been this way. This does seem very, very familiar. Yeah, no, we went up this way and then we got... Okay, yeah, no, we're trying to get over to that zipline ending thing is where I closed the game last time, but whatever. I guess there was not a checkpoint over there. Not the end of the world. That was nearly the end of the world, though, as I pushed like every button at once and almost flung myself into space rather than conveniently attaching myself to the upside down wall. That's definitely a good start. Alright. Remember my buttons. Oh, that's not growing anymore. Does that mean it didn't save the letter I read? I can check. Yeah, no, it saved the letter. That was a letter we read last time, so I just need to reawaken the plant. I don't think there was anything to do there. I don't think so. That's the hut that taught me what post offices are. I remember that. It has been a few days since the last time I actually played this game. Oh yeah, and this didn't stay open either. I was kind of wondering about that, but I couldn't quite remember where it was to look for it, so fair enough. Well, let's wake up this plant real quick first, just for convenience sake. We could go that way and deal with a bunch of pebbles all over the side there. But I feel like to get to that platform, it's going to be easier just to go up this part of the wall. And it'll take me to much the same place. So, I don't see a lot of point in doing anything other than coming up here. This is practically a ladder. At least here, till we get to here. Okay, so where are we gonna go from here exactly? Nowhere to go to the left. Gonna follow the top line of pebbles over to above that coral tree thing. And up to the middle coral tree thing. And then there's a rest spot a little bit farther along there. Above the rest spot is... looks like pretty much just a cliff we can climb. Okay. That seems straightforward. This pebble is a little bit tired. Fair enough, little guy. Fair enough. Almost there. You got this. What? Not quite what I expected to happen there, but sure. Alright. And I think we just gotta jump from here. Yeah. Oh, that's kind of... that's a different edge. I haven't seen a lot of places where you could kind of get to the top, but it isn't really a top that you can go onto. A little bit unusual for what we've seen in the game so far. Get up here. Yeah, there's nothing tricky there. Look at this. Look at that thing. That's cool. I rope away here. Wheat. That's like the first normal recognizable crop that I've seen drawn anywhere in this game. Just regular old wheat. And this is perhaps barley? Maybe rye? I feel like at some point in my life I probably knew the difference between various similar grains such as wheat and barley and rye, but I'm not so sure anymore. I'm just reasonably confident that this one is plain old wheat, which I think was also the one I was looking at over here. It's the same drawing, maybe? Pretty close. Those look like dandelion tufts. Maybe. I feel like they're probably not, and there's probably something else that they are that I'm not thinking of at the moment, but they kind of look like dandelion tufts. This might be oats or something. Again, not sure which ones are which, but I think oats are kind of a shorter and fatter cluster compared to like wheat and barley and rye and stuff. Oh, another one of these things. Okay, cool. And activate whatever this thing is. I know Frog Blob, it's cool. I'm just trying to... I'm looking at the design on this, trying to see if any of it makes sense to me. I'm guessing that the radial parts are... Oh, that tripped me out a second. The thing opened because I stepped a step closer. The radial parts look like maybe sun positions. Because, like... okay, I didn't expect to jump on that, but sure. The current position of the sun... Actually, this... Does that shadow make sense? Does that shadow make sense? Kinda. I mean, it's probably rendered in engine with the actual direction of the sun, maybe. Probably makes somewhat sense. Anyway, yeah. Half of them end in circular things, which I imagine are sun positions. And the rest of them... It's not really clear, but I'm speculating that maybe there's some kind of indication of tides. Oh, the inside of the other ones. Huh. Why is only half of this marked, anyway? The inside of the ones that don't end in what I'm speculating is a sun position, the inside end of those end in a circle. And I wonder if that's a moon position. Like, that would make sense in terms of alternating sun and tides and such, but I'm not really sure. Let's push the button and see what happens. Go, little pebble, go! Oh, they're coming out of everywhere. Big pebble. They are very excited. There was also a silhouette that looked like one of the whale things. Oh, don't go in there. I'm not ready for you to go in there, character. What's all this? We have another new kind of bird. Please tell me I can go back, because I'm pretty sure there was something I needed to... I can't go back? How did I even... It doesn't make any sense. How was I supposed to get here? I'm pretty sure there's a thing I needed to read. Well, that's obnoxious. At no other point has this game just suddenly transported me to a new area and given me no way to go back. Otherwise, I would have been a lot more thorough before I blew the horn. Because I'm 97% sure there was a letter there that I now am not able to read. And I can't go back. There's no back to go. Oh, okay. Well, so much for that letter, I guess. I imagine it's saved now, so there's no going back from that either. The wall plants have changed color also. Oh, we can grow plants everywhere again. Are you guys going to disappear? Or is this sufficiently shaded? Also, this green... I don't know, it looks like giant lichen, kinda. It's cool. I appreciate that we have a new biome, I guess, would probably be the way to call it. I guess we're going up there. Anywhere else to... Maybe we should try going over there. Okay. I guess I didn't hold the button quite long enough. Service memo. The old canal is finally clean, and locks 4 to 7 have been serviced. In all my time as a water surveyor, I've never seen the water level this low, but at least I was able to give the canal a good clean. Let's just say it was about time. Yuck, yuck, yuck. I've never been this filthy in my entire life. Off the clock for this sleep. Until next time. I mean, I suppose the, moving to a new area makes sense. I just wish that it had not been involuntary. You know? Like, that's probably got something to do with why the game has not been full of loading screens, is that we can just transfer us to a new area, and the cutscene was our loading screen, more or less. Also, these glowing fungus are cool, or whatever they are. It's still pretty ambiguous what all the little growths are everywhere that we go, but fungus are a kind of typical thing to depict as glowing. So, we'll go with that. This is cool. What are those? Oh, I wonder if those are the sparks that it talked about earlier. Many episodes ago, there was a letter we read, or a message tube, I guess, about... I think it was about Brellas. And they were talking about the, like, one of the stages of growth being called a spark, and how it made people feel weightless. And I had assumed that was the little flying things around lights and such. But perhaps that was not a correct assumption, and that was actually talking about these things. I don't know, we'll go up and find out and see what those are about. But first I'm gonna look at the bottom of this room. Got a bunch of pink stuff. And I think that's the same kind of lizard thing we saw earlier. Lizard frog thing. He looks pretty similar. He's got a yellow crest and a dark body. Presumably we can get back up without any particular difficulty. I like that we have pink things and a variety of colors now in this later part of the game. That's fun. is a door that can open. Like, generally that's not been a thing in this game, so it's probably not true, but something about this just gives me a vibe like that. I'm scaring a Choco. Oh, I can't grab that? Okay. I imagine that mechanism has something to do with opening the door, whether we can interact with it or not. No, I did not. No. Okay. All the sparks. Okay, those are sparks. Jump to be carried. Okay. Nope. That was not a jump at all. Nice. More diagrams. Is there anything over there? Did we miss something on the other corner? Doesn't really look like it. Okay. So the hint about sparks being weightless is an actual hint and wasn't just flavor. Or sorry, not being weightless, but making you feel weightless. Oh. Okay. Interesting. I was correct, and I don't know why. Like, I have no idea what it was about that door that made me feel like it was a door that you could actually open and go through. But that was a correct impression. Okay, so there's that. And the objective is still onward. We never actually did reach... I can't remember what it looked like now, but there was like a... Oh yeah, it was a dome. We never actually reached the dome that was ostensibly our next target, judging by like the vistas and such that we were shown earlier, which is interesting. I definitely assumed that the dome was what would be around the place where we found the sun chart or whatever it was that I stopped and looked at before it sent us in here. Where I blew the shell. This is a tall room. That's giving us music. I'm kind of just listening to the music while I look. Kind of subtle music. There it goes. Not a lot of music in this game. Kind of nice when it shows up. Hey, we can grow things around cairns again. That was sort of sad and tragic when we could not do that. Wonder if this game later gives you any means to rapidly traverse the mountainside, cliffside to find missed collectibles. Like wherever this was, and missed a letter somewhere early on. Don't know if... I won't know till I find another letter if I missed any of those, but well, no, probably not, because this one was in here. I wonder if these icons are for the chapter it was in. That seems likely. But there was definitely a lantern with some bugs or something around it. Some kind of light that usually suggests that there's a letter or something. So I'm guessing we probably missed one of Bianca's letters there. And definitely missed one earlier. So it would be nice to be able to quickly and easily go back and recover them at the end of the game, but I don't know if that's something the game will allow us. I do enjoy the vibe here. Glowing bits. Oh, that lizard didn't run away. It's kind of a frog lizard too. He's got suction cup feet. I did not notice that before. It's funny. Probably this doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, invisible wall. Cool glowing stuff. Alright. Yes. It's pulsing. Does that mean I can wake it up? Yes, but what did that do? I don't understand. It's like it was shooting out wind or something, but I don't know what good that would do me. What I would use that for. Oh, that's not the button I wanted. This one. That's still in front of us. Is this anything? Or is this just some glowing stuff in a corner? Pretty, I like it. It's a busted hallway that I can't go down and am now stuck. Okay. Not super duper stuck, just a little bit stuck. Fairy rings. I'm just overusing frog blobs. Element ability, I guess. Okay, so clearly we're supposed to go up there, but is there anything to do before that? Oh. I guess I can't really just go up there from here anyway. So probably this is how you get up there. Maybe. Like, I'm guessing it goes back and around up to one of the ledges we can see. Well, let's finish looking around down here before we go up anything. Like a little shop or something. That's cool. It's got a scissors. Not go inside, we can just look. A roll of fabric or something on the table. And an assortment of tools. I'm a little bit confused. Like, that appears to be a loom. There's bobbins of thread. And scissors make sense, but why do you need like a bunch of hammers and stuff? And a saw? Like, what do you need all those for to work on a loom? Maybe there's just more to this than I am aware of. Very plausible. Oh, it was a shell. I thought it was going to be a letter. The loom is in remarkably good condition, given the age. Even granted that it's relatively dry, like... If anywhere's not dry, it's probably somewhere like in here. Okay, so those can take us up, probably. It may take us all the way up to that ledge. I'm not familiar with exactly how they work yet, but I'm guessing they may take us all the way up there. There's rolls of that fabric that we saw draped elsewhere. Also, this fabric is super thick, and it looks like yoga mats and stuff instead of normal fabric because it's so thick. Where does this go? Anywhere? Anywhere? No? Just a little cubby. Okay. I do particularly enjoy the fungus coral things that give off warm light as if they were candles. Those are particularly enjoyable to me. Stand in the middle of a fairy ring. Yeah. Totally useful. Perfect. Logbook. 12 octaves, 2 sixths, and 8 primes after the Jusant. To the peaks I go, come what may. From chasm to salt marsh I make my way. To the peaks I go, come what may. To find my true love again one day. To find my true love again one day. Up in the clouds I went astray, from ravine to frozen pass of gray. Clouds watch me as I make my way. Will I find my true love again one day? Will I find my true love again one day? Sol was singing that to himself as we gathered lichen for hot drinks. I asked him to repeat it to me later. When he was young, Sol would hear the old women singing that song. Let's just say he's not as young as he used to be. The clouds watch me as I make my way. To him, it's a confirmation. The song is a map. Following the words will lead us to the ballasts. Meta didn't say a word, and she can usually out-chatter a weavebeak. We returned empty-handed, but it felt good to be climbing as a trio again, like when we first set out on our climb. Everything was so much simpler back then. Later, Meta told me she's tired of this expedition. She's sick of all the water and the clouds stuff. She doesn't believe in it anymore, or not enough. She doesn't know what to do. Return to low tide? Is there even anyone left there anymore? She dares to ask the questions I merely write down. If ballasts were real, why would they stay in the clouds? Would they be stuck here because the cycle stopped? Or is their presence stopping the world from waking up? And what am I doing on this hunting expedition? I miss my lighthouse. Is Highfield's old sundial in someone's thoughts too? One place for the ocean and another for the sun. Are there others? No one seems to be paying these old shipwrecks from another era much notice. We've gotten used to them by now. If we've forgotten that, what else have we forgotten? It worries me to see Meta withdraw into her shell more and more with each sleep, but she's still climbing. Come what may. Bianca. Well, we did see... I presume that the sort of whale-looking things are the ballasts. The ones that were... We saw the outline of one in the cloud when we blew the shell at the apparently Highfield's old sundial. And I don't remember if there was one visible when we did the lighthouse, where we blew the first shell. I can't think of where it would have been, so I'm guessing not. But, I mean, maybe there was just something I didn't notice. But can't think of where it would have been. Interesting. One place for the ocean and another for the sun. Are there others? Well, there were, I believe, a total of 5 different marks around the central piece in each of those places where we blew a shell. And now 2 of them have lit when we blew shells. Like, the first one, only 1 lit, and then at the sundial, 2 of them lit. So I imagine we have 3 more to blow. So we'll see. Wait. Are we? I'm less sure as to whether we should be going this way or the other way to find secrets now. Also, I'm curious. Yeah, we missed one. Okay. Oh, there's a fresco. Okay. I guess that answers that question. These little cubbies of the frescoes are so atmospheric and neat. Pottery left everywhere. Some of it broken. I still like those pots with the little cutouts around the rim. Those are neat. So what is this one? It is not very clear to me what exactly is even being depicted here. There's little rows of circles that mean something, I assume. And something... It looks like there's a... sort of a blobby triangular thing maybe behind whatever the central blue thing is. But it's not clear to me what either of them are supposed to be. Let's see if the poem tells us anything. We were to meet at the solstice, to dance in the cold mist. I watched the night cry, and I told you goodbye. That does not explain to me what this is at all. Okay. Cool. Maybe it'll make more sense when you see something somewhere. These are probably the same thing that were depicted on that one column that I said reminded me of dandelion puffs. Like those carvings on the wall. Probably the same plant. I don't imagine it's actually dandelion puffs. Maybe it's like lotus seeds or something, but I don't really know why it would be. It doesn't necessarily feel in keeping with the rest of everything we've seen here. Not sure. There's Sparks. Oh, not far enough. I think there's handholds there, though. Yes, okay. Thank you, Sparks. Cute little guys. down the bridge now. Is that just an alternate way to get here, or is that the way we're going? Unsure. Let me look over here a little bit before we go that way. What's this? Oh, message too. Isa, thank you for your support. Thanks to you, we can continue to work to protect the three-humped saurians. Without your help, we would never have been able to renovate our shelter. I'm also happy to announce that the time has come. We've begun releasing some of our rescued saurians back into the wild. Saurians must be the lizard frog things that I've been seeing. Like there's the pink ones and the sort of bluish ones with the yellow crests. I guess one's gray with pink bumps, which is probably the three-humped one because they have some number of humps. I never counted them, but from my mental image of them, 3 is very plausible. And then there's the dark blue and yellow ones. This time, we're working with the sparkle shroom growers to preserve shaded areas vital to saurians. That makes sense. I'd have mostly seen them in shaded areas. Especially the blue and yellow ones. I'm confident that reintroducing them back into their natural habitat will be a success. It's still unclear how we're going to help the remaining ones adapt to life on the Great Plain, but now that this first phase is complete, at least the species' survival is assured. Thank you again, Anne. I just gotta put my phone on silent there. Neglected to do that before I got started today. For shame. How unprofessional. Okay. I don't know if it was loud enough to even pick up on the microphone, but it very well could have been, since I was definitely talking and activating the microphone. Is there anything over here? No. I wonder if these are sparkle shrooms then. That's possible. That does, at least, if nothing else, increase the probability that these are mushrooms and not some kind of funky coral or something. These might be sparkle shrooms too, I suppose. I don't imagine they're the same kind of shroom as the other ones. Anyway, that seems to be all there is to do here, so onward. I'm still speculating that that path leads to there, one way or the other, but let's just double check before we try to go up any further. No, let go. Oh, you're fine. I guess if I jump off the ledges, it works a little better. Oh, there's also... yeah, I don't know how close that is. A door. What is this? Oh. Okay. That's a shortcut, so if you end up down in the bottom there, then you can get through here. But also... another pretty room. Some kind of... that looks like a place we can probably get to. Let's find out. message too. Hey Mama, Sadri asked me to clear out the cellar so that they could store their furniture there, and I came across some old clothes that must have belonged to Grandpa. They don't look like anything we wear here anyway. I had to throw them all out. Some saws had made their nest in them and chewed them all up. I wonder what it was like up there, the storm. Did you ever go back? I said it drove Grandpa completely crazy, but I never got a chance to talk to him about it. No, he never talked about anything much. The old man wasn't the chattiest of folks. The wind picked up. I don't remember how old I was. I could barely stand on my own 2 feet. That was a long time ago. When a storm like that came along, I wasn't allowed to go outside. I wasn't allowed to do much, come to think of it. Those were different times, eh? Then everything stopped. That part you know. But up there, oh, the raging storm stuck. The wind howled and howled. It was enough to drive you mad. We couldn't live up there anymore, you see, so we came down here. Now there's talk of climbing down again. Will it never end? Oh, crabs. Hey, little crabby dude. Isn't that pretty? And the art direction in this game is great. I don't see a way to readily get onto that side. Maybe we can't actually get over there. I mean, it's detailed like maybe we could, but that doesn't mean we actually can. Oh, that's not anywhere to go. Feeling less likely by the moment. Okay, given the fact that we've opened a couple doors here, I'm guessing that door probably also opens. But it doesn't look like there's anything else to do from here right now. I'm not sure if you would call that 3 or not. Like, it's got more than 3 divisions, but there's kind of 3 main points, so maybe? Like, there's a small one in front by the eyes you can barely see when he's facing away from us, and then there's the tall one, and then there's another one just in front of his hips. But then I guess you could also make an argument that there's a smaller one on top of his hips, so I don't know. But I'm guessing that's probably the 3-humped one. Where was... Oh, there's a thing there and I didn't even... Well, I guess let's go open that one in case we need to go back over there. And then we should be able to go there. Oh, come on. Oops. I like that. There we go. There we go. I feel like I've seen that marking on the wall before, but I can't recall where, so it's not super duper useful. I feel like this is implying that that used to go somewhere. That still does go somewhere, kind of, I guess. if you consider a vertical shaft to be going somewhere. These little cubbies being full of mushrooms is very... I was gonna say cute, that's not really the right word, but it's visually appealing. Canteen. I wonder how long it's been since anybody in this world had a hamburger. And yet they still have a hamburger icon for their canteen. I suppose that could be a salmon burger, or a crab burger, or a saurian burger, or who knows. Got a coffee pot. A bunch of other crottery. Nice. And this is just a window. Onward. Also, the carving, geometric carvings there are cool. Warm and cozy hallway full of mushrooms. This game is good at the, oh, how do I even say what I'm trying to say? Just like that. It gives you a nice view. It shows you where you're going, and it makes it look good. It's not just showing you where you're going. It's giving you a nice view that also does double duty as showing you where you're going. And there's probably a term that I'm not thinking of that is related to that, but it's not springing to mind. Also, the birds are cute. These ones are white and blue, as you can see. Funky crests. A chamber there with sunlight coming down it. Mm-hmm. What do you do? It can wake you up, but, like, what's the point of that? What is the purpose of making it spit? It might have something to do with riding the sparks or something. But what, I'm not sure. Where am I trying to go from here? Just up? Yeah, up and to the left, I think. Yep. Thank you, Sparks. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Also, there was that plant in the last area that didn't go anywhere, and there was one that I thought maybe would loop back around to it. But I never got close to the one that I thought would loop back around in order to turn it on. Turn it on, activate it, whatever. So, I probably missed out on a possible shortcut there, I guess. Why are you showing me two? There's that one. When I turn towards the second one, it disappears. Whatever. Oh. Oh. I'm actually getting close to an hour already, and I barely even noticed time passing. I need to find a good place to call it for the episode. Logbook, 13 octaves and 1/3 after the Jusant. We docked for a while at the home of an old local farmer, Gal. To him, always having a wall within reach and a roof over your head is comforting. A feeling of safety you don't get in the open air. He made me laugh. The sky? No thank you. I saw it once and it made me dizzy. Imagine never seeing the sky. Like, these people aren't that far from the sky. Like, come on. Come on. Gal seems to be all alone in the world, but he can't bring himself to leave the tower. We don't have to ask twice for him to tell us about water. He mainly remembers the sound it made when he was just a tadpole, as he put it, and the silence that followed the drought. He spoke of full canals and waterfalls, of mud and pruny skin. I wasn't the only one listening. In the light of the glowing mushrooms, people's faces were exhausted, but their eyes were bright. The entire group hung on to his every word. Who will listen to his stories once we're gone? We ended up staying at the farm, delaying our departure just a little longer. There was no shortage of excuses. Gal's farm needed extra hands. There was a building frame to repair, spare parts to track down, ropes to replace. It felt good to be working on something concrete, rather than wearing myself out on an interminable climb chasing after legends. Probably the same feeling that keeps me carving my little sculptures. When it was time to leave, Meta stayed behind. There was no need to explain. The group understood. All of us were secretly hoping to stay at Gal's farm. Well, I was. But I guess I'm still holding out a glimmer of hope for this expedition. Saying goodbye to Meta was probably the hardest thing I've had to do since I started this climb. I don't know if I feel like riding anymore, or have the energy to. Goodbye, maybe. Bianca. I don't imagine that's the last one. Like, I could check in there, but I'm not going to check in there. I don't actually remember for sure, but I don't imagine that's probably the last one, the last time we'll hear from her. Like, at some point she'll get somewhere that will give a conclusion one way or another, and at that point she'll probably write again. Is this... I think that's another one of her sculptures on the table there. Maybe? The little wood stump looking thing? Hard to say. Also, this table... Get off the chair. This table has a variety of little things. It looks like they had some kind of tabletop game that they were building and playing, which is very cute. Jen, are you still around? How are things out there? Still no rain? I hosted a group from your part of the tower here, off chasing clouds or whatever's in them. We had a great time, and I got a new housemate out of it too. A youngster who reminds me of you. It'll be nice having two of us to run what's left of the farm. Hey, old man. Great to hear from you, and I'm glad to know you're in good company. Cass and I were actually just talking about the odd jobs I used to do. It's been a while now since the harvests, hasn't it? When I think back to it now, it seems crazy how many people would come to help you pick the sparkle shrooms. Well, mostly because of the pies you'd make for them snack time. Make them for snack time. You know you never did give me the recipe. Hey, Choco. Little piggy dude. Hiding under the table. Good place for you. Okay. Which way were we going? Oh, I wonder if there's going to be an obvious top to this section. Oh, we'll see. Give it a little bit longer. Yeah. That does appear to be somewhere that we will go sooner or later, but not somewhere we can reach directly from here. Looks like some kind of plant over there. Get out. Oh, calm down. See, it wasn't a plant, it was a, the bud that those come out of. Fair enough. That go. Okay. Do I need to go that way? Was that where we just... No, it's not where we just were, because it's above. Yeah. And then we'll check out the place to the left. Wait, does this even... Wait, there's nowhere to even go from there. Well, not from here. Oh, yeah, no, this just keeps going farther up. Not... I want to check out the other side first. I probably should have moved my, rope. Hopefully it'll be fine. I'll go up. And sideways. Probably better where it is than the other place it could have gone. What is this little nook? Another letter. No more water, eh? We'll see about that. I'm sure if you dig deep enough, there's water to be found. No one believes me, but I believe in myself, and that's the main thing. Come on, old boy, we'll prove them wrong. Worst that can happen is I can find treasure. Or a caramel seam. That's some good stuff, caramel. Yes, that's definitely where caramel comes from. Digging. What a perfect idea. I feel like you're more likely to find water than caramel, even in this world. I must admit that I do prefer exploration games where things are slightly less missable. And there's probably some things that I missed that I could have gone back to find before I left the area. Like, most specifically... Although I still don't know, because there was that blue ring in the one episode that persisted, and that very well could have been something I missed, but I don't think frescoes actually show up as blue rings on Frog Blob's radar, so I don't really know what that was about. I should check. That was close. Check for Frog Blob's radar again briefly. But this seems like kind of the top of what's climbable here. I don't know if it's a checkpoint though. Well, I guess we're climbing a little bit further. Okay, so we've got a green ring and a blue ring now. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. Okay. What are you doing? Whatever. Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything that looks like any better of a stopping spot than here. Whatever that red thing on the wall is interesting to me, but we can leave that for next episode. Yeah. Call it here. Hopefully this is a checkpoint. I guess we will find out at the beginning of next episode if this is a checkpoint or if we have to redo a bunch of that. We'll see. But it did just autosave, so if nothing else, the shortcuts that I opened should be all opened. That's right, Frog Blob. That's right. Alright. Have a lovely day, everyone. And we will see you in the next episode.